Today I'm going to be taking you through a step-by-step guide to the basics of course management. Yes people, welcome back to the channel. A little bit different today. Usually I'm just playing golf, trying to break a record of some sort, or whatever you want to call it. Today I'm actually going to be helping you, giving you guys one of the biggest tips that I think you need from the comments that I get on my short form videos, TikTok, Instagram, etc. I get so many people asking, you know, why don't you just hit driver there? Surely if you get closer to the green, you'll be able to make birdie easier. That's not always the case. So I thought I'd do a long format video where I explain the basics of course management, how I would work my way around a golf course. So we're going to use drone footage to our advantage. We've been out this morning to get some drone footage for you. I'm going to play 3 holes and I'm going to assess them as I go, and I'll overlay kind of the drone footage to highlight areas where I'll be aiming, landing areas, landing zones, aiming lines, etc., stuff like that. So I hope you enjoy this video and I hope you do find it really helpful. It's not going to be as long as a usual video, probably a little bit shorter, which is probably better for a lot of you anyway. But yeah, let's jump straight into this video. Okay, so the first hole at the Players, which is where I'm a member by the way, is a par 4. Now, off the yellow tees, we're off the yellow tees because it's the winter, so don't shout at me please. Usually I'll play white tees. Off the yellow tees, it's about 380 or something like that. Now that you might be thinking, oh, driver, leave myself 60 yards, 80 yards left in. No. Now this is where Huxley comes in the edit to give you a little bit of an explanation about where I'm going to be aiming this golf ball. Okie dokie, right, first hole at the Players, par 4. Now, quite a straight hole, but the fairway kind of does dogleg a little bit, but that's not really in play. The bunkers are easily carryable, okay? So we're going to take the bunkers out of play completely, and then the widest part of this hole between the bunkers and say the water is the clump of trees on the right and the bushes on the left. Now I want to hit a club that pitches somewhere in this big circle, because that big circle gives us the largest margin for error. Like I said, aiming for the widest part of the fairway essentially, and for me a 4-iron gets there. So that tee shot there is actually a really good example of why we use course management. Now, I've slightly pushed that. I've most likely missed the fairway. It's close on the right hand side, but I've most likely missed the fairway. But the ball is completely safe. I'm in play, I've got a shot into the green, and it's going to be absolutely fine. Whereas a good example of if I did that same shot but with, say, a shorter club or a longer club, if it was shorter, I'd end up in these 2 bunkers, which you saw from the flyover. And if it was a longer club, I could end up in the hedges down on the left-hand side. Worst comes to worst, there's trees and then there's water on the right-hand side again, as you saw from the flyover. So that is why we hit that certain club on that tee box, because even if we do it a bad shot, it gives us room for error. We're all human, even the top pros on the tour, they all make errors. Their errors are obviously just a little bit smaller than ours, but they make errors, and if they didn't use course management, they wouldn't be scoring as well as they usually do. So anyway, I've just got to my ball. It is about 2 yards off the fairway, and there we go, point proven. Now it is winter, so I'm going to be doing lift, clean and drop. Actually, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to place it because we're not playing seriously. And I said 2 yards off the fairway, I meant 2 feet. It is literally, well, I say 2 feet. That's fairway, so 1, 2 feet off the fairway. So, quite obviously a pond on the right hand side. Obviously we don't want to go in there. Essentially, all the room is left and long. However, with this hole, that's kind of slopes away. Okay, so it's not an easy shot, and then you're left with a shot over the bank with water beyond. Now, for a lot of people, me included, that is a little bit daunting, and that will get in your head. So with this pin, middle pin, what I'm going to be aiming for is the front left portion, okay? We're away from the bunker, we're away from the water, we're away from the kind of slope that goes off and long, and that is literally just the safest way to play. Now, in a tournament condition, if I'm in this position, I will be aiming straight at the flag. However, for most golfers trying to lower your score, aim for the percentage play. So if you aim for that front left portion of the green, you're giving yourself the biggest margin for error. That front left portion is obviously short of the pin, so we've probably got about 115 to where I want to hit the ball. So it's cold, it's wet, I've just got a 50 degree in my hand, and we're just going to hit a nice smooth one. And that's perfect. That was a very good shot. That has gone to about, by the looks of it, 5 feet or something like that. But we aimed at the right portion of the green. It's slightly faded, if not just pretty straight. We've ended up left of the flag and just short of it. That is literally the perfect shot. Perfect shot. Now, like I said, in a tournament, I would be going at that flag because it is an easy flag to go for. But for this video and course management purposes, for most golfers, I would recommend, even if the pin is in the centre of the green, just assess the danger around the green. Aim for the area that gives you the biggest margin for error. And I just say as well, disclaimer, these greens look so good for the time of year, by the way. Unbelievable. I played somewhere else yesterday. I played it away, and I know the person who played with me will watch this video. So I don't want to slate the course too hard, but the greens weren't good. I think he'll admit that himself. These look, for the time of year, these look amazing. So let's see if we can make birdie. Okay, they're not that fast. I got a little bit ahead of myself, bigging the greens up, thinking they're going to come out like Augusta. And anyway, doesn't matter about the score today. It matters about teaching you people course management. So let's move on to the second, which is a par 3.
Like I said, par 3, second hole. Now, with par 3s, obviously, there's only the green to deal with. So the green complex on this one, we've got 2 bunkers short. We've got bushes short right. We've got some kind of thicker stuff up on the left. We've got a temporary green on kind of up next to the green. And then we've got obviously the lake, which is long. Now, the lake does not come into play on this hole. If you hit it in that lake, then you've simply hit the wrong club.
So to be precise, it's 125. The wind is, there's hardly any, as you can see by the flag, but it's just a little bit into. And if you didn't know, off of a mat, the ball tends to kind of rise a little bit more. As you come into contact with a mat, the ball jumps and it will rise up the face, so it will kind of ride up. And it'll basically make it spin more, make it go higher, and it won't go as far. For me, this is a pitching wedge. This pin is pretty much just go straight at it. That pin is just on top of a slope, so I'm going to try and pitch it just behind it with this pitching wedge. Just try and make it stay on the top tier. Didn't quite connect with that one. That's got to go a bit. It's on the green, but it's the front edge. Yeah, didn't really get that. Fatted that a little bit, kind of caught it out the toe. Again though, not really a bad example of course management. If I'd taken kind of the club, for example, gap wedge for me is a 130 club. Now, you might think 125 yards, gap wedge is perfect. But if I'd taken gap wedge and struck it the same as I just did, I'm going to be short of the green and I'm chipping instead of putting. And I always work off the basis that a bad putt is a lot better than a bad chip. Right, so we have got a long way. It pitched up on that slope and kind of rolled down, but like I said, we're on the green. That's a really good putt. I think just go and tap that in. There we go. Easy 2-putt. We've had 2 stress-free pars, and to start a round of golf, you cannot complain with that. Now the next hole is a much more difficult hole. It's the final hole of the video, so let's dive straight into the flyover.
As I said, the final hole of the video, one of the hardest holes, well, probably one of the hardest tee shots on the course. Almost an island fairway, absolutely loads of water to contend with. The widest part of the fairway is in this big circle here though, and like I'm going to tell you on the tee box in a second, we're going to be aiming up this right hand side, aiming for that circle, whichever club is perfect for that yardage.
So as you would have seen from the flyover, lots of water. This is really key to get the club right off the tee. So the widest point of the fairway, as I would have told you already, is kind of halfway down it. To find out how far that is, there's a mound, which is, I know, because I've obviously played this course quite a few times now, I know that that mound is pretty much where I want to fly the ball. I want to fly it just over that mound. I'll get my laser out and I'll zap the mound. That mound from here is 185. This hole goes in the same direction as the last hole, the par 3. So we know that the wind is slightly into. If I want to carry it over that mound, I need to carry it, say 195. Into wind, we need a 200 club. So I'm going to hit 5-iron. 5-iron for me is usually 210, but in the cold winter air, it doesn't travel as far, so 5-iron's a perfect club. And obviously line-wise, we don't want to be going down the left-hand side. The start line is going to be the right-hand side 10 yards of the fairway. I am trying to play a little draw with my irons at the moment, so that should allow me perfect room to end up in the middle of the fairway. If I pull it, again, should allow me enough room that I'm in play. If I push it, should be in play. Okay, it's gone dead straight. Yeah, so I think by the looks of it, we're just on the right hand side of the fairway. As I said, it went dead straight, exactly where I aimed. Didn't have the draw, but we aimed in a place where we're going to be safe anyway. So now I am fully aware that you can hit bad shots. You can hit shanks, you can hit tops, you can hit skies, you can hit hooks, slices, etc. Right? But please just at least give yourself a chance of being safe if you hit a bad shot. There's nothing worse than seeing a player that fades the ball or, you know, slices the ball. Naturally, their bad shot is a slice and they hit it a lot, and then they're aiming in the middle of the fairway. Like, please don't aim in the middle of the fairway if you play a fade. You'll end up missing the fairway on the right. You want to be aiming down the left. And it's just little things like that, and people don't think about it, and they cost themselves a lot of shots simply by not using course management. But anyway, whilst I'm waffling, I'm going to take you into the flyover of the second shot into this green.
Now, believe it or not, this shot is not as daunting as it looks. Yes, there's a huge lake in front of it, but the actual green itself, there's not a lot of danger. There's a big slope back to front, and there's a big slope surrounding the back of the green, but that actually can help us. So let's see how we play this shot.
Also, a good tip is, like, for example, I'm making this video for you, and I feel like I'm actually playing better talking you through what I'm doing and actually talking about what I'm meant to do. Now obviously you don't want to do that on the golf course with your playing partners, it'll take ages, but just go through some steps in your head. Give yourself a routine. Everyone will be different. Give yourself a little routine where you just mark some things off of a checklist in your head as you go in, just so you're telling yourself what you need to do. That leads on to my next point of, I feel like I might get a couple of comments saying, oh, this is really slow play, we're not professionals, we're just trying to enjoy it. Everyone has got different reasons to play golf. If you want to go out there and smash it wherever you want, be my guest. But obviously this video is for people that are trying to lower their scores, trying to get better, and it doesn't have to take that long. You know, a practice routine, once you get used to it and once you refine it, it shouldn't take any longer than 30 to 40 seconds. So I've got 161 yards into this pin. As I would have said in the voiceover, this green is a huge bank all the way around the back, and it kind of protects you from going long. You know, in the summer you can kind of almost use that bank to your advantage, play it long and let it run back down on the green. Now, it's so soft at the moment that anywhere it pitches, the ball is pretty much stopping. So if I pitched it into that bank, I'm pretty sure it's going to plug. So I'm not going to use the bank today. Sometimes I would choose to, but today I'm not going to use the bank. I'm just going to play the yardage of the flag and go at it. 8-iron for me is 170 in the cold, in the just a little bit of wind that's in the air. 160 is a perfect 8-iron. Oh, we're short. I think I might have fatted that actually. Right, so this is where we've ended up. We pitched just there on that bank. Now these little things here just got some like animal damage or something on the greens, so they've just covered it up with some crates. This is pretty much a simple chip shot. It's just going to be kind of a bump and run up the green. Chipping wise, again, this isn't really course management, but it's just kind of using your brain around the green. Don't just get your lob wedge out and go, let's play a flop shot. Let's actually think about it, you know. Is there any danger in front of me? Apart from the crates. Is there any danger in front of me? No. Is there a load of green to work with? Yes. Is it uphill? Is it going to be slow? Yes. If I get that high kind of 58 degree, 60 degree flop shot wrong and it comes up short, it's just going to stop dead and we're going to have a difficult uphill putt. I've got 8-iron in my hand here. If I get it low and running and then just let the green do the work, that is definitely the percentage play. If it goes long, we haven't got too much danger. It's a downhill putt, but the greens are slow, so it's, you know, it's winter, it's not going to affect it too much. So like I say, I'm just going to hit a nice little 8-iron bump and run up there, get the ball on the ground. Basically why I've chosen 8-iron, by the way, you can choose anything. You can go to 6-iron, 5-iron, 3-wood. I know some of the guys on tour like using 3-wood. I'm using 8-iron because I just want to get it up and over this first little bank. I want it to pitch on the green itself and then up, because if it pitches on this, it's just going to kill it, I think. There we go, look at that. Pin high, probably about 4 feet. We've got a decent chance to make that par, so that's definitely the right shot to play. There we go. So, par made. I do hope this video helps you. Next time you're at the golf course, apply it to your game. Have a little think. Don't go too in depth to begin with. Literally just nice and simple, and it could help knock a couple of shots off your game. So if you did enjoy this video and you are new around here, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well. Make sure that's turned on so you never miss a future upload. All the people that have been here before, I appreciate you so much. You leave some great comments, great feedback as well, and I can build on that, build the channel on that. And if you want to see anything else, any more tips that you need, any questions that you've got about golf, let me know, and I can do a video for you. But there's lots more content to come. I'm going to try and stick to a video a week from now on, every Saturday, 6 p.m. Just like this one and the last two. They've all been Saturday, 6 p.m. That's what I'm kind of sticking to. We are on the road to 1,000 subs. We're over, well, I think at the time of talking right now, I think we're on 800. I think we were on 799 the last time I checked it, and that was a couple of hours ago. And since then, I put an Instagram story up. So we might be on 800 subs, so close to 1,000. The last two videos done really well as well. Kind of both. Well, one of them hit 2,000 views, and the other one's on 1-point-something thousand views. So really appreciate that. So like I said, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll catch you in the next video.